So right here we have WhatsApp business. We have WhatsApp business AI inside of WhatsApp business, right? And I just want to explain exactly how you can use this. Some things you need to be very careful about, and how best to use it and grow with it, because this is a new feature, right? And but with time, it's actually going to get better. I've used it a couple of times now, and the AI is a little bit very tricky, because if you don't give it context enough, the AI can start, you know, responding to people without context or without understanding exactly what you offer or understanding what the customers need. And that's why this video is important to tell you exactly how to manage your business, your WhatsApp business here. So right here is where it is. So just click on it. So when you click on it, you have a few things to do. If you're just starting for the first time, of course, you have to set your business information right here. So when you enter into it, you will need to actually give it some context about how your business runs, right? So ideally, if you're just starting for the first time, WhatsApp will give you some, it will help you write out all of these things, but you have to change it based on your needs, right? Or based on what you want to achieve in a particular time. This should be something you can actually update every single time you probably have something changed in your business, or in your product. So basically, I'm just going to show you, this is a personal WhatsApp business. So I'm going to show you how it works. So I give it a description of exactly what I do, who I work with, and my different startups, because I'm actually a startup founder and co-founder as well. So if you look at the bottom part of this description, you see the details about the other startups I'm actually co-founding for, and my role in them. So basically, just make sure you write as much as possible. I don't know the maximum text you can write, but just give it. You don't need to use an AI to write this. Write it yourself, right? If you need to use an AI, feel free. You can use an AI. You can use ChatGPT or Gemini to help you draft this out, but give it as much context as you like. So that's for the business information. So you need to add hours. So if you're a business that has a certain hours where you work, for me, I don't want to put this, because I have different clients from different countries, so there's no need of the business hour for me as a consultation based service. So your business location, so I put Lagos, Nigeria. I don't want to put specifics, because I work remotely and I work with different brands globally. So that's why you see Lagos, Nigeria there for the business address. So the email address, right? So because of my work in a couple of things I do, you can put your work email, right? So ideally, you can actually just put your work email. I have my work email, and so yeah. So basically, you can just save that. Whatever email you can easily access, please just put it. If it's a Gmail, you can put that. So if you have your website, feel free to put a website there, right? Just feel free. Any website, it doesn't mean it's your personal website. It can be maybe a bumper website, whatever website you have, where people can go and see your services or see what you offer. So that's all. Then we have recommended bestsellers. If you have some things you sell, so ideally I've not set up my catalog well for this, right? But if you actually have catalogs, you can just add the items. You can just add them to the bestsellers, so that the AI can know, okay, what are the top priorities of things you sell. So we have also have share purchasing information. So if you have information about how you do your deliveries for those that actually sell products, right? So you can actually put it there, the other instructions, the payment method you accept, right? You can write it there. So for me, I give our invoice. So I can just say um we accept bank transfers for for bank transfers from different countries. Examples. Okay, so we accept bank transfers from different countries, and you can put the actual currencies that you can take. So we can receive in Naira. So normally Naira is NGN, USD. I also receive in euros, right? And yeah, and so I receive in Canadian dollars as well. And so let me just put this one for now. So we can receive payments, in Safe. So that's like about my payment information. So shipping for policy, I actually don't ship, right? I don't ship product, but if you have a shipping policy, please do well to add it there, right? And add return and exchange policy. If you have a policy on, okay, can you actually refund people when they pay? So you can put those policy there. It's very important. You can use Gemini to help you generate all of these things. So we have discount. I actually have a discount I run that is very amazing, right? So I give everybody that have bought something from me, if I have different playbooks out there, I give 50% discounts. So if you've gotten anything like that, so the AI should actually have that information, right? Yeah, so basically that's how that works. Okay, so I want to go back to recommended bestsellers because it seems, yeah, so one of my products just got approved. So this is 30-day startup playbook for ServiceTech in Nigeria. So I'm just going to add it to the AI as one of my bestsellers, right? One of the very major things I'm selling out there. So respond to customer questions, right? So you want to add different examples of what customers can ask, right? Based on how you've built your business and how you've interacted with customers. Just add those frequent questions that your customers ask, right? Put it there. It's so simple. You can ask how to purchase. All right. So for instance, most of my products are sold on Seller or Gumroad. So I'm just going to say, and there are actually reasons for Seller and Gumroad. If you're in Nigeria, you pay through Seller, right? But if you're outside Nigeria, because Gumroad allows people to pay me in dollars. So I'm just gonna say, you can buy my playbooks, on Seller or Gumroad, right? On Gumroad, if it's a contract based, if it's service, right? If it is service, um, this is every contract and invoice will have to be created and sent. Yeah, an invoice sent to you based on what you want to do, right? Yeah, so something like this is very nice. So basically, for all my customers, if you're buying a playbook, there's actually like so that's for like the customer questions. So example is also business hours. So like I said, that's not actually something. You can also add like example questions, right? Common questions. So but before then, let's go to customer info, right? So in this customer info, you want to explain when should your AI agent ask for customer information. So you want to actually be able to collect customer information, right? So do you want to collect it when someone is ready to buy, right? Or you can actually state the moment you want to collect those information. So I think when someone is want to buy, it's fine. So what do you want to collect, right? Is it name, delivery address, which product or service? Of course, you need which product. But for me, it's a service-based product, right? I don't do delivery. I don't do deliveries for what I provide. But you can actually take delivery address if you sell products and you need to deliver. So I'm just going to save that. Um. So yeah, basically that's how it is. Now, if you go to book customer appointments, right? So because you want the AI, if you do a service where you want the AI to be able to actually book appointment with you or the business, you can actually add your appointment types, right? So I have this first one I created, free consultation. So I connected it to my calendar, right? To my Gmail calendar. If you use, if you use a business corporate calendar, you can actually connect that. But I think it's only allowed for Google, so you can find out to do that. Um, Length, you need to state that. Location, right? How do you want the booking to be done? Is it a video call on Google Meets? I do that a lot. That's what I use a lot for my clients. Do you want a phone call? So I think this is nice as well. If you want a phone call on WhatsApp, so you can actually book that consultation for that. If you also allow in person, you can click that in. I don't want in person for free consultation, of course, right? So yeah, so that's why we just have those and information to ask. So you can actually set questions you want to ask from the person, right? So you can set those questions. You can add more information. So I can ask something like, what do I prefer? Or what is your reason for this consultation? Right. So I think, yeah, something like this is good. Okay, so um it should not be long. Reason for consultation. They have a limit, right? So let me just put, yeah, reason for consultation is great. So you can just save that. So those are the questions that will be asked from the client when they want to book a free consultation from me. So that's how it's done. You can add your availabilities, whatever time that is workable for you. You can add that. So you can add multiple appointment types. So just go over it. When someone asks to book what, there's an example here. Do they want to book a photo shoot? Do you understand? So you can actually go over that. So that's that. So there's actually a place where we have AI responses so that you can actually control how the AI respond to stuff, right? So basically, I pause the AI for now, right? I pause the AI for now for new chats, right? I don't want the AI to, because I actually want to track how this AI is actually going to. I want to know. So one of the things you can do in this AI response part is that you can actually set. Do you want it to always do one-on-one chat? Should you always interact to everybody, or should you just be contacts that are new, that are not part of your main contacts, right? Maybe new clients, or you want it to chat with chat from ads. So if you do ads and you want just it, you just want it to respond to those, then good. But for now, I'm actually putting on pause because of a couple of things I'm actually testing out. Yeah, so basically there's a part where we have knowledge. This one is a very, very most interesting part, and it's a very part you should put a lot of effort on. So because the AI is only as intelligent as what it knows, right? If you don't give it enough information, the AI is going to be very it's just like when you want to train your children. If you don't give them enough context, it's certain that they won't do what you're expecting them to do because you didn't tell them, or you've not actually given them those info. That's why for AI, the best AI is the one that has enough data, enough information. So one of the things that you can do that is very interesting here is that if you go to the sources here, you see the sources part, you can actually add different invoices or projects you've done, right? The reason for the invoice is so the AI can understand the kind of solutions you've done and the prices, right? So you can add those, invoices. You can add So let me add. You can add documents, images. You can also take photos so that you can see different things that you actually have. So example of responses. This response part is basically when you click add, so you can actually, it's just what we saw at the other time in this place, right? Respond to customer questions. That's what the example questions is. So product information, you can add different products that you actually have. Just add them, add the price, add details about the product. It's so very straightforward. And we have we have instructions part here, right? So in this instruction part, you can actually give the agent instructions, right? So like use emoji. I love emojis a lot, right? So I want my AI to actually be able to use emojis where necessary. Should it share prices? Yes, it should. If you don't want the AI to share prices, you can actually turn that off. Should it send? This is one very amazing part of this that I love so much. Follow up messages. A lot of creators and business owners like myself, we do get overwhelmed with different consultation, different um, conversations, and most of the times we don't even remember that there's somebody that we actually, keep pending or keep waiting, keep that we left waiting. So this follow-up question is actually where the AI sent a message and probably the person didn't respond, or even if it's yourself that sent a message and after an hour the person didn't send a response or something. So you can actually set it that the AI should be able to send a follow-up message. I don't know exactly, this is a new feature. I don't know how this works yet, but I believe that with time we're going to understand how it works, if it's good or if there are ways for you to manage it. But trust me, it's good for you to test it out. So you can also add new instructions. You can share, so you can tell it to never share discount, right? You should never share discounts. When there's a bulk order, you can instruct it to actually transfer it to you. So yeah, so those are instructions part. And we have manage your data. So um so basically for that, let me click on pause now. Not there. So before that, let's go out here. There's something very important that should be done, which I want you to be very cautious of, right? So AI is something that when this WhatsApp AI that is actually being in play here, the best way it's going to work is that it's going to actually have access to your customers' conversation, right? Everybody's chats on your DM. The AI is actually going to it's going to get access to those conversations, and this is very top level informations most of the time, right? It can involve customers' private life. You don't want those information to get leaked out, right? So that's why this part is very important, your customer activity. So when you click on that part, this is what I recommend for everybody, right? Um, for privacy, for your customers' privacy, I recommend that you turn this guy off, right? Turn it off because what this guy means or what this part means is, do you want your, the conversations and, how the AI is, actually, how the customers are relating with your AI? Do you want those information to be shared with Meta, right? So please turn this off if you are very, very, um, very privacy conscious. I actually implore that everybody turns this off, right? So because you don't want a case where informations get leaked, right? You don't want where informations get leaked, so you can turn this off. And and of course, there's a statement at the bottom of this that you can actually turn it off for individual customers. But I mean, I don't want to go through that stress, so I just turn it off here. I don't want my information or my customers' information to go out of this whole thing. So basically, that's how to do it. It's quite straightforward. You might need to do a lot of work in your catalog, put as much of content, as much of things that you sell, put them there. I'm currently selling a 30-day startup playbook, which is basically to help people in people in Nigeria, people outside Nigeria who want to build startups in Nigeria. So I built a very um good, playbook with all the things you need to actually build and scale your startup in Nigeria, right? So you can see the table of contents is very loaded. It has almost everything I need in terms of funding, in terms of legal things. In fact, there are actually a lot of benefits that the the Nigerian government has actually provided for startups. So you're going to get this information here. When you get this playbook, you are actually going to have everything you need to start a business. And also, there's one amazing part of this. Inside this playbook, I actually share with you exactly how to get 3 years of tax holiday, right? So when I mean tax holiday, I mean you won't be paying tax for 3 years. Actually, you won't need to pay tax for 3 years. So, and it's actually legal, right? It's something that has been provided by the government, especially specifically by late President Buhari, late former President Buhari, and it's a very amazing thing to know. And I just want to give this out for people that are trying to start a business. It's also involves how you need to set up your apps. If you have applications that you need to push to Play Store or Apple Store. So all those information based on everything I've learned over the years, building startups and building all of these products and businesses and working with different people in this startup space, right, in the founder space especially. So I put all of these things here, and it's just it's almost for free, right? I mean, it's just 10,000 at the moment, but by the time you are watching this video, there's a chance that it could be back at the normal price, which is 25,000. It's not going to pass that. So, but if you are watching this very recent, just head on to the link. You can check my WhatsApp. You can check the bio of this video. You're going to get all the details about how to get it inside Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Thank you very much for staying tuned, and I wish you a very, very amazing year.